All right. Hello once again. This is Jeff Scott of Rankin Technical College, working my way through an iterative payroll system example to try to teach you Java programming in accordance with our textbook, which is a PDF we have, of Gaddis's Java and Early Objects 6th edition. All right. And what I have done here is in the first lecture, I came in and just got our stuff started. I came up with our constants, our instance variables, our class variables, etc. All right, then in the second example, or the second part of this, we went through and we wrote three constructors. All right, the first constructor where we passed nothing in, the second constructor where we passed in two of our four values, and the third constructor where we passed in all four. Then in the last lecture, we did our getters and our setters. Our getters just return a value, and it must be the same type. Our setters don't return anything, but they have something passed in all the time. So here is where we came in and we did our validation to make sure that the first name wasn't empty, the last name wasn't empty, that the hours worked were between 0 and 84, and that the hourly rate was between 0 and 100. We also came in and added one more getter. We wanted to make sure you don't get what's called stale data. And you'll notice that in here, maybe you noticed this, shouldn't be hours worked, should be get hours worked. All right? All right, so everything that's in here I am calling built-in methods. I'm trying to make sure. I think there's actually an error here. I think that has to be there. Let's look. One. There. Should be another one here. That's what I want. All right. Okay. We have to write two more methods, and then we're done with this part of the program, and we can go back and attempt to write our driver, all right, to get the whole thing to work. So, after my setters, so I've got my getters. Remember, I've got a getter, a getter, a getter, a getter, and a getter. And a setter, a setter, a setter, a setter, and no setter. All right, that's what's in here so far. All right, the next thing I would like to do, and I'm just going to, again, just steal some of this here. I'm going to get an error because it looks like I've already got that, which I do, but I'm going to fix it in just a second. All right, so this is going to be called toString. This is kind of neat, because what I'm actually doing here is I am overriding a built-in Java method, toString. Okay? When you call the toString method, when you say you want to print something, and you do it on an object like this, I believe that what it gives you by default is it's just going to give you the address of where that object lives in memory. Well, that's not going to show very much. So I'm going to come in here and I'm going to say this, string, output str. You've seen me do this before. And I'll set it equal to the empty string to begin with. All right? And I'm going to say here, first name. plus the actual first name fact, I don't want to say that, do I? No, I want to say get first name plus, and we'll put a \n on the end, plus. I don't need that extra plus there because I'm using the plus equals. All right, so I'm going to literally take this and put it in there 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. All right, so this will say now last name, and this will be get last name. All right, this will be hours worked. This will be get hours worked. This will be hourly rate. This will be get hourly rate. And this will be gross pay. This will be get gross pay. All right. Now, a couple things. We want to do our formatting here, don't we? All right. And we had our patterns up on top here, which said our pattern 1 was no $sign and our pattern 2 had a $sign. So I am going to no formatting, no formatting. The hours worked will be pattern 1 dot format, and this is what I want to format. The other ones will both be pattern 2 dot format. Need a paren there. And I need a paren there. All right. So now I have filled up my output string, and I have to return it. All right, so when I say that I want to print something out, this is the information I should be given. And I'm not sure if that makes a lot of sense or it doesn't make a lot of sense. Okay. One more thing that I have to write in here, and that is, if you remember, I'm also figuring out in here what? My total gross pay. Now this will be the one time where I won't have a get method in here, just so you know, because it's not one of my instance variables. So I'm going to copy this. And again, this will, instead of toString, this will be called, I just called it print total gross pay. Okay? I will again have an output string, and I'll only need 2 lines. And this one will say total number of employees. Again, no get here. But I do want to put in emp count. All right, and this will say total employees, gross pay. Thought it'd be about the same size, and it is, luckily. And this one will be pattern 2 dot format, and this is total, or I guess it's total gross pay. So since I call that total gross pay here, just for consistency's sake, I'll call this print total gross pay here. All right. So you notice I have approximately 220 lines. I have gone through and tried to put a boatload of comments in here so that you can see what's going on. And maybe I shouldn't even say a boatload of comments. All right. And to be consistent again, this comment is wrong. I like that, so with that there, I really don't need this any longer. And this is okay. So I believe, at least, I am done with my class. Now, I'm not done with the program, because what I have to do with the program now is I have to create a driver. Now, when you look here, I've got a lot of stuff that is, let's see what it's showing me here. 2 errors found. Well, that's not good, so I better fix those. It says public class payroll is never used. It will be in just a minute, so we'll fix that. It says here field can be, I don't know what that is. It is telling us here that these things that we're making protected can be private, and we can do that. All right, that got rid of some of the stuff here. I think it's telling us with a lot of these we're not using them yet, and that's because we haven't written the driver. All right, but there should be, are there any errors left? 2 errors found. Well, I've got to find out where those errors are, because you know, there's something in there that will keep this from running. So there should be something in there that's red. Oh, here's one. That was both the errors. Okay, so that's fixed. Now, the other thing I did not do, which I wish I would have, because I'm trying to be an efficient programmer here, and that is I should add some Javadoc comments. All right? Where am I with time? I'm at 15. This will get me to about 20 minutes, but that's okay. All right? So I'm going to come in here and I'm going to add some comments. All right? Especially for my constructors here. I don't have anything here, but I do want to come in here and I want to add some Javadoc comments here. All right. Notice it already filled that in for me. Param first name, employee first name, param last name, employee last name. I like that. All right, let's go down to here and do the same thing and see if it puts all 4 of these in for us. It did. Oops, where are we here? Employee first name, employee last name, employee hours worked, employee hourly rate. All right. There's also something I can put in at the top here, just so you know. I guess I can do it right here. And that is an at. Oh, I thought they had an author. Oh, it says that's dead. Okay, I'll leave it off. That's fine. So, I believe now. Let's see. I can also come into all of these routines here and put in my return, and that will be first name, which is type string. Just gonna copy this. This will be then last name, which is of type string. This will be hours worked, which is of type double. And the last one here will be hourly rate, which is also of type double. All right. There's another one. This will be gross pay, which is of type double. And I believe, oh, here's another one. This will return output str, which is of type string, as will this next one. All right, that bumped me up to over 260 lines, but this has got a lot of Javadoc comments in it, and it's got at least some regular comments in it. All right, I tried to line stuff up, making nice little soldiers here. I'm going to do a file, save all on this, and I want to do, and like I said, just about 20 minutes, but there's 2 more things that I want to do here. All right, and I have not done this yet with IntelliJ. So first is how to show Javadoc comments in IntelliJ IDEA. That may or may not be what I'm looking for. So to generate it, choose Tools. In the Generate Javadoc, how to see Javadoc in IntelliJ. That's kind of what I'm looking for. I just switched from Eclipse to IntelliJ and lack one feature. When you put your mouse over it, yeah. Okay. Okay, there's some stuff that you can do there. I'll let you read that if you're interested. That's not what I'm looking for. I'm going to look at this one. Configure this to enable Javadocs on mouse over. Preferences, Editor, General, Code Complete. There is no preferences. Okay. IntelliJ IDEA. I don't know. Does my mouse over even work on the Javadoc Comments? It does not look like it. See how I'm getting some stuff here, but I'm not getting it here. Well, maybe I'm making this harder than it has to be. Let's change this to using Javadoc Comments in IntelliJ. To create them, I don't care about creating them. Generating a Javadoc reference. I would suggest looking at this, create and generate Javadoc IntelliJ. According to this, we could have said choose Tools, Generate Javadoc, and then specified it. So let's look at that. So we could have went to Tools, Generate Javadoc, whole project, and we could have done it like that. Now, if you want more on that, because you can tell I have never done that before, I'd say go out to JetBrains. Has got really good help from what I've been able to see so far. Go out to here. JetBrains.com/help/idea/generating-javadoc-4-project.html. All right. So that's the first thing. The other thing I'm going to have to learn how to do is this is on databases. I don't want that. I don't want a database driver. But I will have to go in and add. I'm going to have to go in here and I'm going to have to add another file I want to add in here, but I want it to be at this level right here. This is where payroll is, so I guess I'll want to do it here. New Java class, and I think I'm just going to want to give it the name payroll driver and not give it anything else. All right, perfect. That's what I want to do. Okay, I'll be back with hopefully the last part of this where I will create the driver and go over it in just a couple minutes.